Tiny Tea Prepper here, and I am about to make some homemade jerky. And some of the stuff you'll need for that is first dehydrator, and the one I'm using here, and I've talked about in one of my other videos, is Open Country from Bass Pro Shop. And I'll zoom in on the logos there so you can kind of see what that is. And this one, what I like about it is it heats from the top down, and that way instead of a lot of them, they have that heater on the bottom blowing up, which works good, except when the meats have any oil or anything that drip, they tend to go down, of course, with gravity, and that collects around that motor. And I've had those types that have just all kinds of stuff get in and around it and get to be pretty yucky. I've used this one quite a bit, and you can see it looks brand new, like it hasn't been used. And all the rest of the trays in, of course, are dishwasher safe. You can put them in the dishwasher and clean them up that way, and so they look real clean. And it's just real heavy duty. It's not real flimsy plastic like some of them I've seen. This here holds up pretty good and seems to be real nice. So I really like this one I've gotten from them. Real simple to use. No heat settings, just turn it on and off, and that's all you do. And it'll dehydrate jerky. I did apple, I think my other video was with apple quarters that I did, or apple chunks, and made real good apples. I didn't get the finished product videotape because they didn't last that long. So anyway, I got 15 pounds of ground turkey that I prepared, and I'll talk a little bit about what I put in there. And then the other tool you'll need is a jerky gun. Okay, now I've had two, and of the two, I like this one from Lem a lot better. It's just night and day difference between the two. Higher, a little bit bigger, so it'll hold a little bit more meat in there, and just works really well. Don't have any complaints about it. This one I used quite a while before I got the other one, and it worked fine. It's just not as commercial looking, I guess, or as commercial quality is what the one from Lem is. So if you're going to get one, I would spend the money on this one. You'd be a lot happier with it in the long run. So this one, like I say, it worked, and can't say there's any trouble with it. It's a little bit cheaper, but it's kind of what you get what you pay for, I guess. But anyway, of the two, I really do prefer this one. I got this one later and just really like it. So anyway, let me get back to what we do here to prepare the meat for it. Now there's all kinds of ways to prepare the meat and seasoning and stuff for it. You wouldn't have to put any kind of curing stuff in it. You could just dehydrate meat if you wanted to. Your chances of getting something growing on a little bit higher, but if you don't put some salt or something in it. But you could just smoke just straight meat and make jerky that way. But I with especially with ground meat that you're getting from a store, unless you're grinding your own, know where it comes from, I would suggest using some type of at least salt cure or something for it. The ones I use do use a nitrate in it, and as part of the cure along with the salt, and that ensures there won't be any bacteria growing in it. But a lot of people have concerns about using nitrates in it. I'm not as concerned about it. I'm more concerned about getting food poisoning, so I want to make sure the meat's good and stuff after I cure it. So anyway, I know there's a lot of preferences on that. I've made my own with just salt before and stuff, but it's a whole lot easier to go buy something that's already pre-made and has everything in it, and so it costs a little bit more that way. It's just, for me, it's just a matter of convenience. So anyway, do some search on that and use what you want. These I get from Bass Pro Shop. They sell this for the jerky, and I'll do one on making summer sausage too here. And to me, it's just real easy. I go buy round turkey from Sam's. It's nice and lean. You can get it other places, but they sell it in bulk there. And what I got here is 15 pounds. These packets I thought were 5-pound packets of seasoning, but you can see here it's for 15 pounds. If I can get focused in. But it's for 15 pounds. There you go. 15 pounds of meat, and I could measure it out, but I don't make jerky that often. I hate to have an open package sitting around. You could seal it, put it in the refrigerator, but I tend to forget about it. So for me, it's easier to just make up all 15 pounds at once. So that's what I'm doing here is I mix that up. Now there's instructions in there on how to mix your seasoning and cure, And basically you put some water and mix it up with water first is what I do, to make sure it's spread out good in the water, and then I add the meat to it, the amounts that you're supposed to. So when I've been in making jerky and stuff, I have just made parts of ones before, as long as I was doing a lot. But lately I haven't made as much as, I don't make it every month like I used to, and so now I'm just making in big batches and put it in the freezer, what I'm not going to use right away, and after I make it and do it that way. So anyway, I'm going to be making a lot of different ones here over the next few weeks. Get my jerky made for the year, I guess, and be doing that. But anyway, these are ones from Bass Pro Shop, these seasoning packets, and like I say, there's little instructions in there. It says how much per pound. If you want to make smaller batches, you can. If you want to make bigger ones, you can also. You can make up to 15 pounds with these. So, and that's what I'm doing here. Is I actually used two of these together. I had one that had I think enough for 12 pounds and enough for another 3 or 4 pounds, and the other one I measured them out and went ahead and used these two together. It's original, some with a little bit of mesquite. Thought that might taste good together here with the turkey. Then I'm going to be making some others with beef jerky, and I'll show you some of that too when I get to it. But you do need a big pan. I use stainless steel, just easier to clean up and work around. And so put everything in there and get it all mixed up. I mixed up my water, my spices, and my cure, and I added the meat to it, and then just mix it by hand. They make a meat mixer, and I have one of those, but you can spin, and it does mix it pretty well and does a real good job. It's just, to me, if I'm not doing a whole lot of it, then it just makes a bigger mess to clean up. One more thing, this bowl's real easy to clean out when I'm done, and that meat mixer is a little bit more work to set up and clean up and get everything out of. So not a lot, but if I'm just doing one batch, then I tend to just mix it in a bowl, mix it by hand. And if I'm mixing several batches in a row, then I'll get it out and use it. So, but it does work, and it does work good, and so I have no complaints. I think that one's also from Lem, Lem, and so, but anyway, Lem, pretty good product, pretty good company, and seems to make real good products for this type of stuff that you're doing for preparation and things. So you might take a look at their website and catalogs when you're thinking about buying any new equipment for doing any of this kind of stuff. They have some good stuff there. Anyway, I'll get this started, and we'll take a look at how to put it onto the trays and get it ready that way. So basically all I did here is mix up the meat by hand with the spices and some water, and now it's ready to put into the jerky gun, and from there we put it onto the trays that go into the dehydrator. Now dehydrator, the number of trays I have hold about 5 pounds, so this will maybe about 6. It might hold a little bit more than that, 6-7 pounds, but I can do about probably take me 2 or 3 batches to dehydrate this 15 pounds. So I think it's 4 to 6 hours to maybe, I don't remember exactly how much time it takes to dehydrate. A little bit depends on if I use the round ones or the flat ones. The flat ones tend to take a little less time than the round ones, but round ones take up less space. I can get more meat in there, which is probably what I'll do for this first batch. So anyway, I'll come back when I start showing you, once I get the jerky gun set up. I can show you that. Okay, here's the jerky gun. I got it all set up, what it looks like, just before I fill it up. You pull that out just like you would a caulking gun, if you're familiar with those. That's the way it works. And it just pushes that meat out through whatever type of attachment that you have on here. I have 2 different attachments. One is the round one for making round, and then I have one for making the flat pieces. So I'm going to do the round ones right now. And all you do is take this off and drop the meat down in there. I kind of roll it up into little balls and put it in. Turkey's a little stickier than what beef is, so it will stick to your hands a little bit more. Just make sure it goes down. I probably didn't get that down there as well as I should have. You can see it partway down there. Supposed to let this set 24 hours. I let it set for an hour probably before starting to get it out. I think that's just to let the meat cure a little bit more. let it sit in the refrigerator for 24 hours. If you do, don't let it sit out on the counter for that long. See, getting filled up there pretty good. Just a little bit more. Alright, then just simply screw this on and you're ready to do your jerky strips in. Tilt this over just a little bit and you see how that works. And it's just simply squeeze on this here and you can see the meat come out. And you just do it along in strips. I usually go around that hole. And just break it off and do another strip and just do them side by side. And I usually do 2 short ones on either side. You can get these pretty close together. I'm trying to keep out of the way of the camera, so I'm not being quite as efficient as what I usually am here. And I usually start from one edge, and sometimes from the middle. It doesn't really matter. And simply fill up the tray. So you see it goes pretty quick. I'll have this tray filled in no time. Be on to the next one. Almost ready to fill. It takes about 1.5 fills to 2 fills to do a tray. There, I'm empty. Okay, so then it's back to refilling, and that's all there is to it. So I'll get all these trays filled up and come back. Okay, got all the turkey jerky, I guess with the jerky gun out and on the trays, and I still have quite a bit left there. Hopefully I get most of that in the next batch, but all I do now is put the top on there. Goes down through like that. Fits in. Sits on top. Then plug it in and turn it on. And we're all set. Other than making sure it's turned on and I can hear it going. So that now is a matter of waiting. The rest of this I'll put in the fridge and refrigerator and clean up my jerky gun, and which isn't too hard. I wash it off and let that sit and wait for the next batch to go in. Anyway, that's all there is to making turkey jerky, and my next one I'll be making is beef jerky. And the difference I use is ground beef. I use extra lean on that, but anyway, that's for another video. So anyway, Tiny T signing out. Y'all have a good day.